Your number one ranked University of St. Francis football team opened the 2018 season with a 42-9 win over Robert Morris University at Bishop Darcy Stadium. The Cougars' stout defense is back, led by preseason All-Americans Pearson Harnish and Eric Dunton, while sophomore QB Matt Crable played in his first game in 4 years, accounting for 3 touchdowns. Coach D was pleased.
Yeah, I was, very much so. We were kind of hanging our hat on our defense, keeping us in, which they did. Matt Crable's first start in a couple, 3 years. So he responded very well. I thought made plays, throwing the ball, running the ball, extended some plays with his feet, and performed very, very well. Of course, we've got a good supporting cast of receivers, and I thought our O-line, even though young, I thought did an outstanding job. Of course, Jay Green's Jay Green, he's going to make plays. He had about a 60-yard run on the draw and a kickoff return, and had another one. So, he's a key element into the big picture. Again, defensively, I thought it was dominant. They scored with a minute to go right at the end there. So I was pleased with their defensive performance as well.
Justin Green earned the Mid-States Football Association Mid-East Special Teams Player of the Week after his third career kickoff return for a touchdown. And sophomore Matt Kamikewicz has USF ranked number 6 in NAIA punt return yards per attempt.
Well, Camo's a great little athlete. He does some things. His brother played here a few years back, and he was a long snapper. And this guy's he's an athlete. He can catch the ball, he can run, he's got speed, and I have a great deal of confidence in returning the punts and kickoffs. So he is a playmaker. Tickled to death to have him.
And coaches also tickled to death to have a veteran defense that didn't give up a touchdown to the Eagles until there was 31 seconds left to play in the game. Even with the loss of big Eric Hemmelgarn, defensive end / tackle James Jamicich has confidence in the defense and the D-line that recorded 4 sacks and 6 tackles for a loss in the win against Robert Morris.
Well, we've got a lot of returning starters. Hemi was a big miss for us, but we got Schwartz stepping up. I think we've got a lot of senior leaders on our defense with Pearson, Dunton, Wilmer, Jordan May. All those guys, they've got considerable amount of playing time and, 8 returning starters. Everyone's used to the situations on the field, They've had some bullets fly over their head, They've been in the situation. So I think that helps a lot. Instead of, a bunch of new guys, they're like, okay, what do we do? We're backed up against our goal line. They're freaking out, It's like we can keep our composure, hold them to a field goal or, that type of thing. The defense as a whole, though, we're doing great. D-line especially, I think coaches put us in a great position to, maximize our abilities on the field. And, Malachi, May, Schwartz, they're all, doing the best they can. They're killing it out there. And I think the rest of the defense, seeing the D-line, getting after it, they kind of feed off us.
And the D definitely feeds off the aggressive persistence of its preseason All-Americans. The knowledge and wisdom of Dunton and Harnish fuels Jamicich and the rest of the squad.
It's super important, just because they know exactly where everyone needs to be lined up, especially double teams, being inside, as I am sometimes. The double teams that'll be on me, they'll have to chip off quicker just because, you got Harnish or Dunton sitting back there. They're not going to let them get 20 tackles a game. So, it frees up my ability to make some plays because of them.
Dunton, Jamicich, Blake Schumacher, Jack Givens, and Jordan Schmeling are all big contributors and all played at Carroll High School here in Fort Wayne.
We'll hear about it every once in a while, from seeing people around town. They'll be like, oh, you Carroll kids are killing it. And even our teammates on the field, they're like, oh, the Carroll boys out here, But it's all good fun, and it's crazy to think that, we were all on the same high school team, all of us playing on the field at the same time, and then eventually coming here. It's special, it's very unique, but I love it.
And James has a unique style that's all his own. He's a ferocious competitor and one of the hardest workers on the team. And Coach D loves the dog in Jamicich.
I think it comes from a lot of things. My upbringing, I was always taught a hard work ethic. And then obviously coming from, as we talked earlier, coming from middle school, I was, one of the smallest kids on the field playing center, playing defensive tackle. Don't know why, but, and then going into high school, I was 150 pounds coming in, playing O-line, D-line, and then graduating 240 pounds as a senior. And I wasn't blessed with, crazy athletic talent. Not to say I'm not athletic, but, there's definitely some more other gifted people out there than me. But I was always taught you can control what you can control. So I can control, how I prepare for the game, how much effort I give, how hard I work, in practice, out of practice, am I doing all the little things that it takes to be great? Am I doing those things on a day-to-day basis consistently? And I like to think that I am, and I try my best to do that. And, hard work pays off, and, I'm glad that I can get out there and play on the field with my teammates. And, but I think that hard work comes from a majority of my upbringing, my faith. And, I love the sport. You gotta have passion to play the sport.
He's an intense football player. He's a gifted athlete. He's very quick. And he's a strong young man. So, he's got all the intangibles. He's starting to fill that bucket up, and as long as he continues to do that, do the right things, he's going to be a dominant force. He has been, and I expect him to continue to be.
So the journey continues this Saturday versus USF Illinois, 4 p.m. kickoff at Joliet Memorial Stadium. They opened the season with a 55-7 loss at Division I FCS Sacramento State. Last year, they opened up with Morningside. It's safe to say the Fighting Saints don't back down from anyone.
They're tough kids. They've got some players. I look at their defense. They got 4 starters back from a year ago. The strength of their defense is the second level. Their linebackers, they come, they fill gaps, full steam ahead. They're very solid. Offensively, their line is huge. I think they have an elite receiver. Quarterback gets it done. I think the tailback's a threat. They played an FCS Division I team last week, so I don't know if that's an indicator. I doubt it. So we've got to expect to play a tough, hard-fought football game. They're better at their home field. I think the last time we played over there was around 2013. We had a dogfight. So we're going to expect the same.
They look good, you got to respect them because they went against a good team in Sacramento State. But, we're going to break them down, see what we can do off them, and hopefully get a dub.